Hey, what's up? What's up? What is going on, YouTube fam? It's your boy Rico, aka RockStarrFX, back with another video, and we got another live trading session for you guys today on the Nadex platform. Now, this one's a little bit different, right? As I told you guys are going to kind of see the progression of pretty much how I started on Nadex. You know, really trading it on more of the longer term positions, and then slowly but surely making my way down to those beautiful binary options positions that I know everybody loves. Right, making my way down to the 5 minutes. So on this one, we're not quite at the 5 minute yet, but I do want to show you guys because I've been getting so many questions, especially when I did use to trade like this. You guys know I always post it like on my Instagram stories and stuff like that. People used to ask me all the time, Rico, how do you take 15 to 20 minute positions on Nadex when they don't offer those times, right? They don't offer that in the contract. So I'm going to break that down a little bit in this session here and show you guys exactly what I used to do and how I used to do it. And hopefully, if it, if it resonates, you guys like it, try it out for yourself. You would definitely not regret it. Getting into those trades for about 15 to 20 minutes, you can do some crazy damage on the platform with trading like that. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. Feel just like a rock star. Alright guys, so jumping into it for today, as you guys can see, I'm currently marking up my charts. Been doing this for a few minutes now, but we got into some good positions today. And I want to actually be able to show you guys this and kind of give you the process of how it is that I actually get into these trades, what it is that I'm looking for. Obviously, if you guys look to the left-hand side of your screen, you guys see I keep my trading view up on the left, and I keep my actual Nadex platform up on the right. Now, I do have an ultra-wide monitor, which just makes it a little bit easier for me, actually a lot easier for me to be able to kind of have that real estate on the screen to be able to see multiple things at once. But clearly on this setup, not only was I looking for the 3 steps that we typically always look for, I was trading based off of a trend. So the market was trending up at this time. So obviously if the market's trending up, you should be looking for buys in the markets, and that's exactly what we did. We hit that buy button on USD JPY, and as you guys can see, if we're looking over to the left, we're looking at the 5 minute time frame on the far left, the 3 minute time frame to the right of that, and you can kind of see how, especially on the indicators, they kind of correlate, right? So they match up in the sense that we got oversold on both indicators, right? So on both the 3 minute and the 5 minute, oversold. Obviously they're both in the bottom Bollinger Band. They both time frames bounced off that trend line. Both time frames are above the 200 moving average. Both time frames gave us that stochastic cross. So everything was just looking peachy clean for this setup, and that's why I went ahead and got in. Now, if you're looking at the actual time that's left on this trade for Nadex, you guys see there's only 28 minutes right now. There's 28 minutes left in this contract. So what I used to do was, after like I think it was about probably like 2 months of trading the long-term expirations, which were like 2 hours and above. After doing that, I got so extremely bored of trading. It was absolutely insane. Like it was almost like I almost ended up quitting, to be honest with you guys. I'm like, yo, if I can't trade on any other platform, I'm just not going to be trading, which is obviously not good because I have to trade on Nadex because I'm an educator for the platform that I do teach on. And it's a requirement because Nadex is regulated, that all educators have to trade regulated. So it got to the point where I'm like, man, I was regretting being an educator for number one. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I took on this, this job, man. I learned how to trade so that I wouldn't take on a job. But anyway, I was like, damn, I can't believe I took on this job, man. Not only did I take this job, now they're telling me how I need to trade and all this other nonsense, man. And I was just very annoyed. I remember I was hitting up my mentor, one of my trading mentors, all the time, like, yo, this makes no sense. Like, I'm slapping it. I'm making a lot of money on the charts, but I am not enjoying it to the point where it's almost like I'm not making money because I'm not even trading anymore. So after like 2 months, I had to go back to the drawing board, and I said, okay, something's got to give. Like, something has to change in the way that I trade, because if I keep this up and I keep trading these long expirations, it's just not gonna work for me no more. Like, it's not gonna work. So what ended up actually happening was I started to actually notice, and this is why it's also very important. I always tell people that in your trading plan, when you have a trading plan, you need to know when you get on the charts. You need to know what time you get on the charts and stay consistent with getting on the charts on that time. Here's why. Professionals know when they need to show up. There's not a professional in the world that is confused or doesn't know when they should be showing up to do what it is that they do. Now, obviously in trading, we know that the market's moving patterns, the patterns happen over and over and over again. If we can get good at identifying these patterns before they happen, this is where we make our money, right? So check this out. I always get on the markets, on the charts, New York session every day. It's the only time I trade. So I know that I'm usually on the charts at around 9 a.m. Now, what ended up happening for me is that I would get on around 9:30 or whatever. I'll do some markups, some analysis, and then I'll hold those and get into the either the 11 a.m. expirations or the 12 p.m. expirations, which were like 2-3 hours out, right? Pretty far. But then I started to say, you know what? Why don't I just try to get into the closest expiration that is currently about to expire while I trade, which was the 10 a.m. And when I started to do this, it really opened up a whole new door for me. Now, I'm about to blow your guys' mind because I know a lot of people don't even think about this. I don't know why. A lot of people haven't even thought about this. And this is getting into the contracts that's about to expire now, right? Not getting into the longer ones. Now, obviously, if you get into the longer ones, you can make a little bit more money because you can go out of the money with it. And you give the markets a little bit more time to move. You go out of the money and then boom, you make more money with it. Getting into the closer ones are a little more riskier. But I said, hey, but when I used to trade, I used to do a 5-minute markups. And every time I do a 5-minute markup and I trade on the 5-minute trade, man, it goes far into profit anyway. And I end up wearing that like 2-3 candlesticks out, 4 candlesticks out. It's still going in my direction. So I just did some basic math on that. And I said, okay, if I mark up on the 5-minute, 3 candlesticks out is 15 minutes. 4 candlesticks is 20 minutes. Why don't I start looking for maybe getting into a trade that only has about 20 minutes left in the expiration? And if I can just get 2 to 3 positions, you guys know that's always been my thing, right? I always say 2 to 3 trades a day and I'm done, right? But if I can just get 2 to 3 positions within that 30-minute window and getting into these trades for about 20 minutes, 25 minutes, then I should be good to go. And I started to actually try this out. I tested it for a few mornings and then I kept testing it and I kept testing it. And it started to go really good for me. I actually pretty much fell in love with it. And I'm like, oh my God, this is lit. Now, what I actually started doing was, actually, before we get into that, guys, I want to talk about this setup really quick. Kind of fill you guys in on this. So obviously, we are still in profit with this. You guys see, everything is looking good on this trade. If you're confused as to what's happening, so right now, I'm actually going to go to GU. I always color code my currency pairs, by the way, guys. So you guys see that GU is ticked off as red. That means that in the back of my mind, I already know when I click GU, I'm waiting for a sell or sell opportunity. So if you look at UJ down at the bottom on my watch list, right? I'm looking at TradingView. On the watch list is ticked off blue. Dark blue, buy, red means sell. So immediately, obviously, I know the new candles are opening. I jump back to GU to check it out. We're about to get into a position here. But as you guys can see, GU is dropping nice, 3 touches off that trend line. Everything is looking good. On the 5-minute, we're bouncing off of that 200, as well as all of our other indicators are looking amazing as well. So when you get that nice synchronization again of all the time frames, just go ahead and take those trades, man. I always talk about market synchronization, getting those nice time frames lined up like always. And what I was looking for here was really, I was looking for the break of the that support level down at the bottom. I was looking for the market to break down there. Now, it broke down there. It didn't close. So, yes, technically, I did enter this a little bit early, but I was very confident that it was going to continue down anyway. As you guys can see, even on the far left, I'm checking multiple time frames. So I checked the higher time frames. You guys know the higher up you go on time frames, the more accurate the trade setup is, right? So that's why I was just really confident that it was going to continue down. And that's why I love trading New York session, by the way. You get those nice breakouts. So we're about to break that support breakouts, and then continues to a trend or trends for the rest of the day. You guys see nice downtrend coming here. You guys going to see that it's going to continue to drop. It's going to drop pretty heavy too. So all in all, fire setup on UJ, fire setup on GU. And here's another thing too, man. The GU setup, there's only about 20 minutes left. You guys see 21 minutes left in this setup. So for UJ, we ended up getting in for 30 minutes, and then for GU, we ended up getting for 20 minutes, which is pretty late, and again, way better than them 2-hour, 3-hour expiration. So back to story time. So pretty much what actually happened was I already was getting on around that 9 o'clock time frame every day anyway, and I wanted to pretty much get as close to 10 a.m. as possible before I actually started looking for setups and trades. So what I did was I switched it up a little bit, and I said, you know what, market's open at 9:30. Why don't I just start getting on at 9:20? And what I started doing is I started to get on at 9:20 every day. Markets open at 9:30. You usually see a little push to one side or whatever the case may be. And then by around 9:35, 9:40-ish, right? Going into that 9:45, which we all know is a quarter hour, right? Setup, right? But going around that time, I usually seen, okay, There's a few setups that we can identify. I would mark them up color-wise, and then boom, as soon as they hit, I go ahead and I place the trade. So now, instead of getting on at 9 o'clock every day and waiting all the way until 10 a.m., what I started doing was I started getting on at 9:20, doing my markups, seeing if I could find anything. 9:30, market's open. By 9:35, 9:40-ish, I'm usually probably in maybe like a trade or two that I already had marked up from earlier that morning. And then that would literally give me about, what, 20, 25 minutes in a trade, sometimes even less. Sometimes I was getting into these trades for 15 minutes. And man, oh man, did that absolutely change the game for me when trading Nadex. Because I was getting so impatient with the long-term trades. I mean, I don't think you guys understand. I've been trading for a long time. I've been trading binary options for a long time, and I was damn near on the verge of quitting. But thank God mama ain't raised no quitter. And that's why we still here today, guys. We still slapping the charts, man. Nadex can't stop us. Check it out, guys. So as you guys can see, both positions are in some pretty good profits. We got UJ right now that's still shooting up to the top side. As you guys see, GU has completely dropped from that line in which we thought it was supposed to drop from. It's pulling back a little bit right now, but honestly, I don't think it's going to pull back because, again, remember, it broke that support level. So if you look over to the trading view side, it broke support. So in my mind, the most thing it's going to come back is probably to come back and retest that zone and then continue to drop to the downside. I don't think it's going to pull back into the zone and continue up. It just doesn't. That would not make any sense whatsoever. So pretty confident on both of these positions. And there's literally about 7 minutes left in these trades. Let's fast forward a little bit. All right, so here we are, about a minute and a half left now. And again, guys, just to kind of recap and clarify, there's no way to put short-term expirations on Nadex. You can't physically put that in. They give you set expiration times. They give you, set strike prices, but it is a rolling clock on the expiration time. So what I would recommend doing is having a set time of day that you get on every single day, even if it's like 9 p.m. If you get on it, let's just say you are available every night at 9 p.m. So check this out. There's going to be a 10 p.m. expiration. Here's what you do. Get on at 9:20 p.m., right? So that you can do some markups, do some analysis. By 9:30, 9:40, you're already in some trades, and that'll give you maybe about a 20 to 30 minute, clear or expiration on those trades. I'll be honest, especially on Nadex, because it's not a market execution style of trading, I wouldn't really do anything less than that 10-minute mark. 15 minutes is the lowest I would go. I wouldn't do anything less than that because you guys know it pulls back like crazy. If you're in at the money position, or if you're at the out of the money position, you're pretty much screwed. If you're on anything 15 minutes or less. So I would recommend, man, just give the market some time to move. Don't be too impatient. All right, you gotta have patience with this thing. But if you want to trade smaller, then the 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour expirations, this is the way to do it right here. Have a set time of day, know exactly when those things are going to expire, and get on about 20 to 30 minutes before they expire. You can go ahead and get a few setups in. They expire about 20, 30 minutes later, and you are absolutely good to go. So you guys see, 1 second left, boom, and we just double cleared. Both trades expired, and we are good to go in deep profits on both of them. And that's pretty much it, man. So far you guys have seen me trade the longer term 2 hour plus expirations. You've also seen me take it down a notch and do 20 to 30 minute expirations on Nadex. And hopefully you guys enjoyed. As we get closer and closer to me scalping the Nadex 5-minute binaries, you guys are going to love those videos when they do eventually pop up. And that's all we will be doing after that. So once we get to those videos, that's the only thing I'm going to be posting is the 5-minute binary scouts, because it is way too late, and that's actually how I trade now. So definitely stay tuned for that. Hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. And if you enjoyed this video, share it out with a friend, share it out with a family member. Let people know that there's an actual lit Nadex trader on YouTube now, because ain't nobody else doing it the way that we do. With that being said, guys, it's your boy Rico, aka RockStarrFX. I'm out. Peace.
I feel just like a rock star.